Welcome back to FM Story as we embark on our fourth season of The Save. We've had a great 3 seasons so far with Motherwell. Last season we qualified for Europe again and we won the Scottish League Cup. If we thought we had a bad draw in Europe last season, getting Roma in the third qualifying round, I think this year's might be worse. But without further ado, let's get into the action. We're at the end of October. We're still a few days away from the first game of the league season, largely because in the second qualifying round this time for the Europa Conference League, bearing in mind we got Roma in the third qualifying round last season, this season in the second qualifying round we've got Bayer Leverkusen. It's not helped my mood really, considering the board want us to reach the Europa Conference League proper. So they want us to make the league stage, the league phase of it. And this Bayer Leverkusen team is basically practically still the same side that they've got in real life. Frimpong, Tapsoba, Florian Wirtz, Victor Boniface. So, we've had the first leg, which went well for the first half, and then we gave away a stupid penalty, and then they got a second. We've also had a massive turnaround in playing staff. In terms of outgoings, we've sold Echeverria, we've sold Chidera, we've sold Obando. The last two largely because we couldn't really turn down the money considering what we got the players for, and I think they would have caused a lot of problems had we turned them down. We've brought in a lot of players. We completed a deal to bring Kwanzaa to the club after we've had him on loan for the last season and a half. We picked up Tommy Doyle on a deal. Now, he had a full season where he wasn't at a club after Man City released him. We've picked him up. He just wants to be a squad player so he can add a bit of depth for what we've got. We picked up a couple of players that were released by Rangers. We picked up Leon King just to give us extra centre halves because we had a lot on loan last season. And we picked up Kieran Dow just because he can play anywhere in the front, in the wide areas, and he can potentially play in the centre and midfield if we're desperate. We also picked up Mahan Sadeghi, Iranian international left winger, at the end of his contract. We'd already arranged the Lewis Binks deal to come in as cover for centre half. On selling Chidera, we brought in Arion Ibrahimovic from Bayern Munich on loan for the season. We've brought Mason Burstow back to the club. Obviously, we had a fairly successful loan spell with us last season. He had a less than successful loan spell at Strasbourg, and then his contract with Chelsea expired in the summer. We've signed Sota Kan, centre forward, 18-year-old, plenty of potential from Japan, and we've added Ian Matson just because, he can literally play everywhere. And we were short of left backs last season, especially if Velasquez was missing. The one problem we've got is a lot of these new players we've not been able to fit into the squad for Europe in terms of the registration rules, and obviously just going back to what's expected this season. So the board want to make the league stages of the Europa Conference League. That's actually an improvement on what they said immediately at the end of last season. Immediately at the end of last season, they wanted to make the knockout stages. So the actual expectation of reaching the league phase of the Conference League came after we found out we'd been drawn against Bayer Leverkusen. Now, I'm hoping they don't judge us too harshly on that, because obviously having lost the first leg 2-0 and playing against a squad like that, we're going to be in a bit of bother. League-wise, they want to qualify for the Conference League again, reach the latter stage of the Scottish Cup and the Scottish League Cup, which is basically the quarterfinals of both. Hopefully we should be able to manage that. In terms of the league side of things, pretty much exactly the same as last season. They're expecting us to finish third, same sort of odds, and obviously none of our players are in the media Dream 11. But now we've got this second leg coming up against Bayer Leverkusen, and we could find ourselves dumped out of Europe before the Premiership season's even started. So going to the second leg, we've made a couple of changes. Tommy Dogg's coming to the defensive midfield role instead of Geza. Ibrahimovic has swapped from the left to the right because Bermudez is now back fit, so he's playing off the left, and Kieran Dowell's dropped to the bench, and Burstow's coming to the starting lineup instead of O. But I mean, you can see like Jonathan Tah, Tapsoba, Frimpong, Incapi, Schick. I mean, they've left players on the bench. I mean, they left Grimaldo on the bench, they left Wirtz on the bench, they left Boniface on the bench. Hopefully, that's a sign of them taking their eye off the game, but it's going to be tough if we want to get back into this. They've got a goal kick, they've gone short. Tar into Palacios. Now they're trying to build up down this left hand side. And Burstow's having to run around a lot. We're not getting close to getting the ball back off them. Velasquez nicks it back. Bermudez into Burstow. Velasquez down the outside. Swings the crossover. Ibrahimovic at the far post. And that is exactly the start we needed. Pulled a goal back on aggregate. 1-0 up on the night. 2-1 down on aggregate. Velasquez just down this left hand side. He's probably not fit enough to play the full game, but just swings that crossover. Ibrahimovic rising at the far post, heads it past the keeper, and that's a great start. Throwing their half for them. And the last time they tried to play out, we nicked the ball off them, but I don't know whether we'll be able to do that again. Into the midfield. We've gone hunting for it, and we're going to pay for trying to nick the ball there. Incapi with the cross, Schick's header off the bar, and then Frimpong puts the rebound home. And back to a 2-goal deficit on aggregate. It's a lovely first time ball. The header comes back off the bar, and Frimpong does well to keep it down. Right at corner, Doyle to take it, in swinger, Ferguson at the near post. The last person you would expect just flicks it on and it goes into the far corner, and we're 2-1 up on the night, 3-2 on aggregate, down. It's a lovely ball to the front post, just flicks it, and the keeper can't get anywhere near it. And there we are, half time. We're up 2-1 on the night, down 3-2 on aggregate. Basically, they've done exactly what we needed to do. We've managed to halve the deficit. We've not out of the tie at all, and we just need to take any chances that we can get our hands on. We've made a bit of a switch early on in the second half. We moved Bermudez through the middle. Ibrahimovic is better off the left, and Burstow, when we had him in the previous time, the second season I think we had him, he was much better off the right than he actually was through the middle. So hopefully we can make a difference there. Ferguson to Burstow, Romeo back to Burstow, putting inside. Ferguson now into the box, squares it, parried, and they've scrambled it away. We're going to have to push forward a bit more. We're going to risk getting caught on the counter attack. But Doyle to Hill, moves it on to Velasquez with space to move into. Palacios has nicked it off him, and now they're going to go on. Ibrahimovic wins it back, Sin into the box, and we've levelled the tie up on aggregate. What on earth? Grimpang got caught on the ball by Ibrahimovic. Doyle into Sin, lovely first touch, and then he just fires it into the bottom corner. And they're attacking, and this is going to be the end of the game. Oh no, we've won it. Doyle, Sin to Ibrahimovic. We get the ball in the box. Oh! He's missed a sitter. He could have controlled it. And it would have been practically the last kick of the game, because as soon as this game gets started again, I think that's going to be full time. Oh. Gee. Right, we've brought some fresher legs on in for extra time. Hopefully we can take it to them. Doyle with corner. They've headed clear as far as Sadeghi. Hill. Back to Ferguson. Goes down the outside. Crosses it. Oh! And the keeper's turned it behind for another corner. Right, Doyle to take again. In swinger. Goes up in the air. Kwanzaa. And the keeper makes a save. Right, Doyle with another corner. Oh, this time when the keeper loses it. And I think that's another corner. We're certainly threatening from those set pieces. Doyle again. In swinger again. Oh, goes up again. Kwanzaa. That's behind for another corner. Short. O'Donnell into the box. Alright, half time and extra time. We've got one sub left, which I might leave for now. The one thing I don't particularly want is penalties, because unless a lot of these players that are on the pitch now are better penalty takers than the players we had last season, we're going to struggle. Right, we've made the last sub. We've brought on Ryan or Sin, just because we need the extra legs in midfield. Only a couple of minutes left before penalties. Just one chance, please. 1 minute of injury time. And then we go to penalties. And no. We don't have. We aren't any better than we were last season at penalties. Right, Tapsoba scored a penalty in the first leg. He went to the keeper's left, goes exactly the same place, and Kelly saves it. That's the perfect start. Now Dowell steps up into the top corner. Boniface sends the keeper the wrong way. Doyle thought the keeper saved that one when he went the right way. Hoffman. Yes! Bit of breathing space in case we miss one now. Oh, to step up. That was terrible. And he was one of our highest penalty takers. Knocker, top corner. Right, we need to score this one. Torben Ryan, the German, stepping up against the German club. Right. Although I genuinely can't work out who's taking our fifth. Arthur, who came on in the second half of extra time for Leverkusen to step up to take the penalty, sends Liam Kelly the wrong way. Then up steps Gume with a penalty that will knock out by Leverkusen if he scores. Oh. How have we just done that? I mean, we were by far the better team on the night. And we could have been spared extra time penalties if Bermudez hadn't missed that sitter in injury time. But we're through, and I think the draw for the next round was a hell of a lot easier than Bayer Leverkusen. So hopefully we can make it through the third qualifying round, then there's the fourth qualifying round, and then the league phase. So we've got another couple of qualifying rounds before we can meet the board's expectation. But I honestly have no idea how we've done that. We're now approaching the end of August, and we've played quite a number of games since that second leg against Bayer Leverkusen. And some of it has been very, very good, and some of it has been very, very bad. We started the league season with a home game against Dunfermline, and as we did a couple of times last season, we were 2-0 down in the first half. Really just having had extra time and penalties, we picked to rotate a team, it didn't work, and we lost the game. And then we had the first leg against Skendia from Macedonia. We came away with a pretty comfortable 4-2 victory. It was a lot more comfortable at 4-0 before they scored 2 in the last 10 minutes. And then we followed that up with a trip to Ibrox, where we won 5-0. I don't know how. We just blew them off the park. They had lost their opening game was against Celtic, which they lost. Then they lost to us, so they were bottom after 2 games, having lost both games with a -6 goal difference. We then had the second leg against Skendia, and we got off to a flying start. Hammered them 6-1 to win 10-3 on aggregate. We played Partick Thistle in the second round of the Scottish League Cup and came away with a comfortable victory there as well. And then we'd been drawn against Partizan Belgrade in the fourth qualifying round of the Conference League, and we were abysmal at home. Lost the home leg 3-0, so we've got a lot of work to do going into the second leg. After the Partizan game, we did play a league game at home to St Johnstone. Not the best performance, but came away with a 1-0 victory. And as far as the league's concerned, obviously we've only played the 3 games, but 6 points. There's only one team that's got a 100% record, so we're not too far behind. Obviously, you can see Rangers have still only played the 2 games, and they are rock bottom at the moment, along with St Johnstone. But now all the focus has to turn to the game against the second leg against Partizan. We've got a few issues. Ibrahimovic missed the first leg because he was injured, and I'm not certain he's going to be back for this one. I'll have to see how the fitness test goes. Nathan Ferguson was injured and missed the first leg as well. And obviously we've got the issues around the squad registration that we've had in all the rounds so far. So just need to go ahead and see what we can do now. So this is the side we've picked for the second leg. Hopefully we can do something. Ibrahimovic was fit enough to be involved, but how long he can play for, we don't know. So he's there. He can come off the bench probably for the second half. And it's going to be a tough game. Right, so we're going 4-3-3. They're going 4-2-3-1. Right. Donald with a long throw. It's flicked on. Oh, we've hit the woodwork. Cannot afford. Right, Velasquez wins the ball back. Giza, Hill. Giza, back to Hill. Velasquez. Quansack, get it down the right side. No, that one off. Back to the keeper. Hill. Velasquez with some space to move into now. Bermudez down the outside, squares it, Burstow, Bermudez. And there's Romeo at the far post, and we've got the first goal that we needed. Still a monumental task from here, but Velasquez down the outside to Bermudez, plays it into Burstow, comes back to Bermudez, just basically toe pokes it across the goal. And there's Romeo to tap home. And now they've got a corner. Got a head on it. Come up to the edge of the box. Oh, God for that, what the hell was he doing? Right. O'Donnell down the line. Dowell into Sin. Bermudez on the overlap. On his right foot. What a finish. And we've suddenly come to life in the last few minutes of this first half. Pulled it back to 3-2 on aggregate. Bermudez, I thought it'd taken too long, but puts back onto the right foot, bends it into the corner. Lovely goal. In the end, what looked like a first half where we were out of ideas, we've come up with 2 goals in 3 minutes there, and back to 3-2 on aggregate, and hopefully we can continue with this in the second half. It's a bit like the game against Leverkusen in the second leg where we got in front. They struggled to get back into the game. Right, we made a change at half time. We've brought Ibrahimovic on for Dowell. Sin with corner. It's headed back to him into Bermudez. There's Burstow at the far post. And we scored 2 goals in the last 3 minutes of the first half, 1 goal in the first 2 minutes of the second half, and we've levelled it up on aggregate. Now we've just not got to do anything stupid from here. Velasquez with a throw. Hill. Giza into Romeo, who's lost out on it. They've played it out wide right. They're into the box. And when we said don't do anything stupid, that is precisely what we had in mind. Gave the ball away far too easily. And then it's far too easy for them to get into the box. Right, they've got a corner though. Headed it up in the air. We've headed it out, but they're going to pull his ball. Cross comes in. Got another head on it. They've headed it back towards goal. I think we've got away with that. Bringing on a few more fresh legs in the midfield area because they're starting to get a bit more control of the game there. Oh, lovely ball into the box for them. Oh, thank God they headed it wide. Right, throw in for us. O'Donnell to take. Goes long. Quansah looks like one. Comes back to O'Donnell. Into the box. Doyle. What a finish. That's levelled it up on aggregate again. Throw. Quansah goes to, didn't even get off the ground. Into Ryan, into Doyle, turns lovely, fires it past the keeper. They've gone long. Hill heads it down, but they've picked a loose ball. I think it's probably them scoring again here. Cross to the back post. Just give the ball away in midfield there. Didn't stop the cross coming in, and just the man running is always going to beat the man backpedaling in the air. This is oddly more tense than the Bayer Leverkusen game because this is so close to the league phase. Velasquez just runs into trouble, and I think he might be able to get picked off here. Oh, bad pass from them. Burstow's in. It's a corner. Doyle takes it. Goes up in the air. Panzer scored. And that's 5-5 on aggregate. Hill went for it. How Kranz's got the power on that, going back towards his own goal. And it's extra time again. Right, I've made a couple of changes just to get some players off that were really struggling. Hill now at right back with a long throw. Headed clear. Bermudez drops back to pick up. Lifts it into the box. The keeper came for it and missed it. And is he given a penalty? He has. I don't know who. Tommy Doyle to step up. And for the first time in the tie, we're ahead on aggregate. And now there's just another 28 minutes of extra time to see us through. Half time in extra time. We've got one sub left to make. Right, we brought Doherty on for Ibrahimovic and just try to clog up the middle of the pitch. Trying to throw for us. We get another one. It's back to Hill. Gonsa. Doherty. King. Out to Hill. Down the outside. Swings that cross to the back post. Burstow's header goes over the top. 5 minutes left. And somehow the Conference League campaign goes on. Having lost the first leg against Leverkusen to come back and beat them on penalties. But I think this one might be even more special. 3-0 down after the first leg. And we've gone and won 6-2 after extra time away in Belgrade to get us through to the league phase. Don't know about the players, but I'm knackered already, and it's been 1 month of the season. In fact, it's actually been less than 30 days since the Leverkusen game, the second leg, and we've just had so many games, and now we're going to have to fit in all these league phase games as well. But you know what? We're through. It's more money for the club. We've met the expectation. However unachievable it looked, particularly after we lost that first leg in Leverkusen. And now everything in the Conference League's a free hit, basically. So we've just received our fixtures for the Conference League phase. And there we have it, the end of another episode. We've started season 4. It's been a roller coaster of a season already. I mean, we're not even at the end of August yet, and we've already played 10 competitive games. We've got another one to come before the end of August as well. Obviously, we're not at the end of August yet, so there's potentials for transfer window. Some transfers to be done. I don't think there'll be very many more incomings coming in because we're struggling as it is with the Conference League registration. But we've made it to the league phase of the Conference League. We've hammered Rangers at Ibrox as well. I think this has to go down as a successful episode. Obviously, come the next episode, we've got tougher tasks. We've got a quarter final in the League Cup to come. We've got the league phase game starting. We've got Celtic to come. We've got another game against Rangers to come as well. So the season's not going to get any easier. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.